Hi everyone, I'm Jay Johnston with Donor Recognition Wall, and I'm excited to be here with Helen B. Arnold, CFRE. She has over 66 years in the nonprofit industry. She's the president of Arnold, Olson Associates. She's also the past president of the Eastern Iowa chapter and the Las Vegas chapter. She serves on the AFP Foundation for Philanthropy board. She's a longtime member of the Grant Professionals Foundations, and she also has published a book, Volunteering for the Geniuses. I'm really excited to have you here, Helen. I really appreciate you taking the time. And what is the current status of giving and fundraising today?
We keep track of it through the Fundraising Effectiveness Program with Association of Fundraising Professionals, and that's telling us that currently giving is at a stable level, but the number of donors is dropping and the average amount of the gift is dropping. It's a matter of concern. As we all know, the fundraising world has been challenged in recent several months with changes in availability of grant funds, and large gifts seem to be stable, but a lot of other giving has dropped off.
Okay. So, with you being deeply involved with AFP and GPA and all of the other organizations that you're a part of, what kind of keeps you committed to those organizations, and how does that play into kind of the fundraising role that's happening today?
Well, Association of Fundraising Professionals is 28,000 members worldwide, and GPA, Grant Professionals Association, is a little smaller but mighty. They have about 7,000 members. Both offer incredible education, resources to any fundraisers in anything they want to know, how to do any kind of campaign. They have meetings, both organizations, nationally, regionally, and locally. You can get a lot of networking done and a lot of help, because in the fundraising world, it's important that professional fundraisers are supporting each other.
Okay. So within those organizations, I'm sure there's plenty of stories. Do you have a specific story where the fundraising really stands out?
I had a client in around 2000. I was retained to write a grant. I asked for their strategic plan or their case for support. They did not have one. So we set up a time to do strategic planning. The board only met once a year at that time. So it was incredibly interesting.
It sounds
We brought in a lot of stakeholders. It was for a medical clinic, a free clinic. And the board discovered they didn't agree philosophically. There was no right or wrong. They just had different philosophies. So they very carefully decided to split into two entities. And one entity, the new one, went on and is now 25 years old. It's a huge success story. But I remember sitting in the outside of one of the board meetings before the strategic plan happened. And the executive director at the time was terrified she was going to be fired. And she is still here. She's retiring this week.
That's incredible.
Yep.
That is incredible. So it sounds like the nonprofit board or development directors, when they're thinking about fundraising, what kind of advice could you give them during that process?
You have to look at the whole picture. Being a nonprofit does not mean not profitable. To set up a campaign, whether it's an annual campaign or a capital campaign, you have to look for donors, and you have to identify who you're going to approach or cultivate. But you also have to have all the back office systems in place and the budget in place. If you're going to do a major campaign or you're going to do an annual campaign, part of doing it is cultivating, asking, and stewarding your donor. Part of that stewardship is making sure you budget. This is what people forget. Budget for donor recognition. You have to set up a budget that has that. The budget should have your CRM in it and all the hidden things. Do a resource audit. Make sure you are prepared and your budget is reasonable and realistic. And if you don't recognize a donor in a way that they like, you're not going to have them give repeat gifts. It isn't going to happen.
Okay. Well, that kind of brings me to our last question here. With the fundraising, you kind of mentioned this, but it really is important to thank your donors and to naturally do that. And our company obviously makes donor walls, and we put together these plans. We want to try to make them unique. What do you think is the most important way for donor recognition?
Do your research. As a nonprofit, go out and find all the options out there, all the companies that do it. Talk to them. You have to make sure that what they're offering you is a good design that fits your culture, that is unique to you. You don't want to meet the same design everywhere you go in nonprofits. That it is fits your budget, but at the same time, you have to do your part in making it a reasonable budget, and that there's synergy. That because you're going to be working with these people and your donors, you want them to feel valued, and you want to make sure that the vendor understands that and really connects with that.
Yeah. Yep, I can definitely understand. We got to get the vision right? Well, I appreciate you taking the time to have kind of a conversation with us and give us some insights into your vast knowledge and experience that you have in donor recognition and just the whole nonprofit space as far as fundraising goes, and all of the different aspects that goes into it. If you guys are looking for additional information, you can go to afpglobal.org or grantprofessionals.org. You can even stop over at Arnold, Olson & Associates. She's got a website as well. But I really appreciate your time. Do you have any last comments for us?
Nope, thank you. I just appreciate the opportunity.